Canada was behind 9/11, and I'll tell you why. There was a documentary done. I remember watching it when I was growing up, and it said that those hijackers were trained in Canada. They learned how to fly planes in Canada. They also had Canadian passports, and they were able to cross into the United States through Canada, the hijackers from 9/11. Like, if that's not slam dunk evidence, and then on top of it, Canada's attitude after 9/11 happened, and the fact that Canada put out all of these anti American documentaries, Michael Moore, the biggest anti American propagandist with Bowling for Columbine. The goal of the Bowling for Columbine movie was to disarm the American people and to implement gun control. Obviously, Fahrenheit 9/11 was anti American propaganda. It also pointed the finger at Americans. Because when America has a whole list of enemies, like America, obviously, almost every country has motive to get back at Americans, right? So, but then who did we blame? Who did the mainstream narrative suddenly shift to blame? They said, "Oh, it's an inside job." And there was all of these Canadian documentaries that were anti-American propaganda that suggested for real that Americans attacked themselves and that 9/11 was an inside job. So combined with the fact that a documentary showed that the hijackers were trained in Canada, learned how to fly planes in Canada, given Canadian passports, that's how they got into the United States was through Canada. Then we have the Canada itself, the government of Canada, and the people, which, by the way, who half the people in Canada celebrated on 9/11 because there's a lot of Canadians that don't like Americans. And a lot of Canadians celebrate it. And then the government of Canada is putting out anti American propaganda after 9/11, suggesting that Americans did it to themselves and that it was an inside job and that Americans attacked themselves. Do you need a signed confession? Do you want Justin Trudeau to run down the streets without any clothes, screaming to Americans, "We did it, we did it"? Like, what more do you need? Canada had a war with the United States, if you remember. We had the War of 1812. We have not been allies for a while, not been real allies. And we've always had a very weird border. Like our Canadian American border, like if you go through the cross points, they bully the crap out of you. Whether if you're American going to Canada, they bully you, and if you're Canadian going to America, they bully you. Like you're Canadian going into the United States. What you doing here? Oh, you're from Canada. You're from Canada. You're from Canada. What you doing in the United States of America? Oh, wouldn't you like to know? And then you got Americans going to Canada, and he's like, "Oh, ooh, you think you're better than us, eh? Cause you're from the United States, eh? You think you're from America, eh? So you think you're better than Canadians, eh?" Sorry. So, like, we're supposed to allegedly be allies, but when Americans go to Canada, they're treated like crap at the border. And when the Canadians go to America, what? Oh, oh, you're from Canada? You're from Canada? What are you doing in the United States? What are you up? What are you here for? Oh, you'll find out eventually. No, but seriously, like for real, like these, Canada's behind a lot. And also, other weird stuff that's been happening between Canada and the United States. COVID, how come, like, Canada was totally like pushing COVID on the world. Justin Trudeau was forcing everyone to lock down. forcing everyone to wear those stupid masks. And then when the United States and Trump was like, I don't even wear the mask. Trump was like, I don't even wear the mask. And then Canada's like pushing the mask on everyone. So we're not on the same page. Like Canada and the United States, we're on totally different pages, okay? United States is still like somewhere in the 1950s. We're trying to be. Canada is like on in China with Beijing, like Canada's like the future. Canada, we're building all of these new skyscrapers from Chinese funding. The Chinese, like, they've fully taken over Canada. Like, and in fact, if you go across the border, like to Canada and you're American, you will notice that half of the border patrol agents are Chinese. Like, half of the Canadian border patrol agents are Chinese. So the next time Americans go across, I dare you, next time, no, I'm telling you to see for yourself. The next time Americans go across the Canadian border, just look at half of the border patrol agents. They're Asian, they're Chinese, they're Indian. They're not even real Canadian ethnic Canadians. And when I mean ethnic Canadians, I mean that they weren't born here. I'm not saying that they're not Canadians because they're Indian. What I'm saying is that if they have accents and they don't speak perfect English, then yes, they are immigrants. They are not. They were anyone who is born in Canada speaks fluent, perfect English. Anyone who's born in Canada. We don't like go to Canadian school in our. We don't teach accents. We don't teach our Canadian students accents. You know. So if you hear an Indian be like, "What are you doing in Canada? Why are you here? Why are you here, Mr. Tuggy? What are you doing in Canada? Why are you here? Hello, you're not from Canada either." Like, he's got a thick accent. So the accents are a giveaway that they weren't born in Canada. Okay, because people who are born in Canada, even if their parents are immigrants, still, if they're born in Canada, they like go to Canadian school, they speak Canadian English, like that's the way it is. Unless they're just like really slow and they still have an accent, which is like very rare, almost impossible. I mean, even people who come over here when they're young, like, eventually lose their accents. It goes away eventually. So imagine people who are born here. So no, yeah, if you hear someone and they have a thick accent, they're immigrants themselves as well. And it's funny going across the Canadian border. Oh, what you doing in Canada? Why are you here? What are you here for? Why are you coming to our store? Please leave the store, Mr. Tuggy. We don't want to be robbed today. That was partly the quickie mart, but but no, for real, like all Canadians, that's. So Canada, like we are not allies with the United States. Canada, we are allies with China, India, North Korea, Cuba, all of America's enemies. If America decides tomorrow that they're gonna be enemies with those nice Swedish people, then those Swedish people will become top allies of Canada. Canada, we're always friends with all of America's enemies. And it's not like we're just trying to deceive these people. No, like we're legit friends with them. America is obese, Canada's thin. America is racist, Canada is not racist. America is America has a bunch of terrorist attacks, Canada has no terrorist attacks. Then we have the Mr. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, who I guess decided after he resigned from Canada that he was gonna start pushing Canadian propaganda onto into He's gonna start. Well, he's definitely behind Katy Perry. The Prime Minister of Canada has definitely been getting behind Katy Perry. I don't know if he likes her music. I know that Katy Perry kissed a girl and she liked it. I was gonna actually do that as the meme, but I changed my mind because that was like so obvious. You're gonna see it. Someone's gonna do a meme and it'll be like, Katy Perry kissed the girl and she liked it, and then the picture of Justin Trudeau. He's like strangely obsessed with girls, Justin Trudeau. 3 months ago he was at the Taylor Swift concert looking for dates. There was like a woman, it was on CTV News. There was a girl, a 14-year-old girl at the Taylor Swift concert who recorded Justin Trudeau and was like, this is like weird. Like she wasn't like, oh, the Prime Minister of Canada. She's like, what the heck is that creep doing here at the Taylor Swift concert? At least Katy Perry is of age. Justin Trudeau really is like making strides here. Katy Perry is of age. She's American, so Justin Trudeau will stop screwing Canadians for a change. Justin Trudeau's is screwing Americans now. No, actually, Justin Trudeau, for real, has been screwing Americans for years. And you Americans, you just don't realize it. He really is the son of Castro. Justin Trudeau, it's not a conspiracy theory. Justin Trudeau really is the son of Fidel Castro. And furthermore, his brother, Justin Trudeau's brother, mysteriously died in a very mysterious avalanche where they never found the body. In a Canadian avalanche where they never found the body, Justin Trudeau's brother mysteriously disappeared in an avalanche. And if you saw Justin Trudeau's face after, when he's talking about his own brother, like he was like, he got this creepy smile on his face. When Justin Trudeau's up to something, he got a creepy smile on his face. So the new PM is Mark Carney. The new PM is Mark Carney. And he's from the same party. He's from the Liberal Party. They're like the same people. Justin Trudeau was resigning because he knew that like all of America, almost all of America and Canada was about to, tie him. Anyways, was about to do something, probably write an angry letter. Dear Mr. Canadian Prime Minister, we would please like for you to please resign because we hate your guts. So basically, Justin Trudeau went to go resign, and then he's like, hey guys, I'm resigning, and in my place, I'm putting forward my best friend, Liberal, like from the same Liberal Party. It's like Justin Trudeau's practically replacing himself with himself. Like, we're supposed to be happy after the Liberal government, after Justin Trudeau screwed over Canada's economy with the COVID lockdowns. He forced people to wear a mask, and if people didn't wear a mask during COVID, they were tasered by Canadian police. Justin Trudeau's a creep who's probably on the Epstein list. After Justin Trudeau did all this stuff, then Justin Trudeau finally realizes everyone hates him now. He goes to resign, and in his place, they replaced Justin Trudeau, liberal French Canadian leader, with another liberal leader who is in the same party as Justin Trudeau, who's friends with Justin Trudeau. Oh, that's different now. Canada's totally different. Oh, thank you, Justin Trudeau. Like, I can totally see the difference now. You replaced Justin Trudeau with his best friend from the same Liberal Party. So they're acting as if, oh, everything's fine now. But the United States does that too, because every 4 years, the United States like, Obama is going to fix everything that George Bush, or no, so let's go back as far as Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is going to fix everything that, was it George Bush Sr.? Who was the guy before George Bush? Bill Clinton is going to fix everything that George Bush Sr. did. Oh, uh, George Bush is going to fix everything that Bill Clinton did. Oh, Obama is going to fix everything that George Bush did, including, um, Trump. Trump is going to fix everything that Obama did. Oh, Joe Biden is going to fix everything that Trump did. Oh, Trump is. So that's literally what the United States keeps doing. They keep every new president is like destructive, two-faced, liar. Every American president, scammer, schemer, does horrendous stuff. And then they said, "Oh, don't worry, just vote for a Democrat next time. Oh, don't worry, just vote for a Republican next time. Oh, don't worry, just vote for a Democrat next time. Oh, don't worry, just vote for a Republican next time. Oh, don't storm the Capitol. Don't overthrow the government. It's okay. Everyone, calm down. Calm down, everyone. You don't need to overthrow the government. Next time, just vote for a Democrat. Oh, everyone, just calm down. You don't need to overthrow the government because they did all of this heinous stuff. Next time, just vote for a Republican." The Americans do the same thing constantly over and over, keep screwing over the American people, and then just think that they just bring a new person in who is like the brother, like Hillary Clinton's husband, or Hillary Clinton, or Bill Clinton, or his husband, wife, like, or George Bush, or his father, or or Obama, or Michelle Obama. Like they're all related to each other. Hey everyone, if you didn't like Obama, here's his wife, Michelle Obama. That'll so totally be different. Hey everyone, did you not like George Bush Sr.? Well, here's his son, George Bush. Like, Canada works with China and Russia, and they just love to scheme and do things behind Americans' backs. As you can see, what Justin Trudeau's doing with Katy Perry, behind something behind her back. Justin Trudeau's doing something behind Katy Perry's back. I could bet you. I bet you money. I bet you. If I would have to guess, venture an educated guess, I would say that Justin Trudeau is definitely doing something behind Katy Perry's back. She's not aware of. So Canada, Justin Trudeau, Cuba, Fidel Castro, Russia, China, they work as a team of thugs, and they're constantly doing stuff to undermine the United States, to go back at the United States. So China doesn't like China. So okay, yeah, America did drop two nukes on Japan, which is one of China's biggest enemies was Japan. But then America like totally befriended Japan, and like all of these American soldiers got with Japanese women. No, for real, this was like really happened. And so then China was like, "Ugh." So first China was like a bit happy because the America dropped two nukes on Japan. But then when America took over Japan, then America and Japanese women like became a thing, and like had families and co-mingled and everything. And then China was like, So China had became like a huge enemy of the United States. Like they despise the United States, especially because. So what happened, right? And a lot of people don't hear Japan's side of the story, but there was a big war with Japan and China, and the reason why the Japanese people slaughtered the Chinese people was because the Chinese people apparently had did a big food heist. They stole a whole bunch of food from Japan. This was a big incident. It's in I read it in a history book. So apparently, and this is Japan's side of the story, because we never hear the loser's side of the story. We always usually hear just the winner's side of the story, the winners of war. We don't hear the loser's war side of the story. So Japan lost the war, so we never really hear their side of the story. So the reason why the Japanese Chinese war, the reason why the Japanese went in and slaughtered the Chinese, was because apparently Japan had already been short on food. And in fact, they were so short on food that they resorted to eating pufferfish. pufferfish, which is a dangerous delicacy, right? Which now they still eat it as a like because it's a delicacy of Japan. But they actually the reason why they started eating pufferfish in the first place, and you'd have to ask yourself, why would they risk their lives eating a dangerous fish that you have to prepare just right? Because if a Japanese sous chef doesn't prepare pufferfish just right, pufferfish can poison you. Right? Remember the Homer Simpson episode where Homer Simpson went to the Japanese restaurant. He tried pufferfish and then he thought he was poisoned. So um, why would the Japanese people resort to eating pufferfish? Because there was a major food shortage already in Japan. They were desperate for food, and pufferfish were readily available, and so they had to take the risk and then prepare the pufferfish properly, remove the poison, right? So Japan already, as it is, had a shortage of food, and Japan's population was much smaller than China's population. China let their population go explode, and when China's population becomes so big, that's another reason why there's less food, right? The more people, the more mouths to feed equals less food for everyone, right? So China just kept constantly having kids, more people, which meant less and less food for the world because now this food has to be divided. When you have a pie, if you have two people, the pie gets divided in two. If you have four people, the pie gets divided in four. If you have eight people, the pie gets divided in eight. If you have like 2 billion Chinese people, the pie gets divided in it's like dust now, right? So so Japan also blamed China for the major food shortage because, if you're a responsible Japanese family and you say you only have enough food to feed two kids, then you have two kids. And in China, they just had like 20 kids. Like they just, you know what I mean? Like they just kept having so many people. So not only did Japan like blame China for the food shortage of the world, but also Japan, they were robbed. There was a big food heist where Chinese people had went into Japan and stolen a whole bunch of food, and just robbed Japan full of a whole bunch of food and stuff. And there was a big food heist, and Japan was already as on the edge as it is. So that is what's really started the war with Japan and China. And people are not like okay, well, some people, many people are vicious. Some people are sociopaths and psychopaths. Many people in the government, many politicians are psychopaths and sociopaths. But the Japanese people overall are not mean, vicious people. So for the Japanese people to go off like that, it's because China did something. Okay, it's not like Japan just woke up and said they're gonna slaughter China. Because why would they pick China? If they were like that, they could have picked Philippines. They could have picked all these other countries, right? So the Japanese people were provoked. They were provoked. Okay, it wasn't like they just wanted to be mean, nasty people. No, the Japanese people were provoked. Okay, and they're very intelligent, smart people. The Japanese people, like they got robots, building robots. Like the Japanese people are very smart, intelligent people, and they're nice people. And they were only mean because they had to be mean because they were provoked. They were provoked into a fight with China. They really were. They were provoked into an altercation. So a lot of people don't know Japan's side of the story, like the real side of the story. Because right now, when people try to push Japan's side of the story, they try saying Japan was just evil. No, that's not what happened. Japan wasn't just evil. They were just evil people who want to take over the world. No, no, that is the story told by the winners. That is the story told by the winners. The truth is, Japan was provoked, extremely provoked into wars. So Japan just didn't just wake up and want to slaughter the Chinese for no reason. The Japanese people were provoked into a war with China. And now there is another food shortage happening because, back then, a big population was, I don't know, what China's population was probably, like, for example, if Japan's population, like, 70 years ago, it was like, whatever, 50 million, China's population was, like, probably like 400 million, right? So like China is always, their population is always like 10 times that of other countries. Now China's population is not just like 400 million. Now China's population is like 2 billion. And that's not even including, when you think about it, all the Chinese people that live in other countries, right? So if you take just China alone, if you take the whole country of China alone, their country is like, I think about 1.5 billion, almost 2 billion. But if then you take all the Chinese people from every country around the world, because Chinese people moved everywhere. There's Chinese people in Australia, there's Chinese people in Germany, there's Chinese people in Russia, there's Chinese people in Canada, there's Chinese people in the United States. There's like a Chinatown in every city. If you take the Chinese people from every country all around the world and then add them to like China itself, which already has 1.5 billion, 2 billion. China, the population of China really worldwide equals like 4 billion, like half of Earth. Half of Earth is Chinese. And so then you're wondering why the Japanese people are pissed off, the Filipinos even are pissed off, everyone, even the other Asians are pissed off at China. Like Germany's pissed off, France is pissed off, Canada's pissed off, United States is pissed off. Because China, what they do is they like send all their people everywhere. Oh, if they're just gonna, oh, a Chinese family has 20 kids. Oh, they won't have to raise them. They're just gonna send the kids to another country. Let the other kids, let the other country raise the Chinese kids for them. Like, so China constantly does stuff like this. So this is Japan's side of the story. This is why Japan was pissed off. Japan was rightfully pissed off because they were responsible people who allocated and budgeted, right? If a Japanese family is going to have two kids, they're going to work hard and provide for those two kids, right? And not like resort to stealing or theft or resort to other means, right? Of but China goes has all these kids and then just says, "Oh, we'll just send them to other countries and let the other countries pay for the Chinese kids." Like that's you know what I mean? Like I mean support the Chinese kids, like in terms of pay for them to go to school, pay for them to support them through social services and stuff. That's what I meant. Support them through social services.